Okay, this is a really interesting extension activity. This one's called Falling Platforms. I'll show you what it looks like. If we run this one, all the platforms. Oh, am I going to make? Oh, uh-oh. I didn't do well then. The idea is, let's start it again. Up we go. Way up. I can hop onto it. Can I get there? Not quite, not quite, not quite. I'm going to have to jump. Up, I'm onto that one and jump. And yes, I made. Oh, hang on, I'm in trouble now. Oh, I got underneath. So this makes a much more complex game. Let's have a look at how we made this one. First things first. File, save as, is I don't want this one to be handed in instead of your level design. I do want you to design a platform. So I'm going to call this one Falling Platforms. You can hand in both. So if you manage to do this one, I don't expect you to do all the other extension there, and then you can do this. So here we go, Falling Platforms. Now, the way it works is I deleted all but one platform. In that platform, with local variables again, so they're all X and Y is local. What I did was I used this great little thing called pick random. And when I set them up, I actually told them to randomly go between minus 240 and plus 240 for the X and minus 200 and plus 200 for the Y. So basically it's going to appear somewhere randomly on the screen. Then our forever loop. Go to XY, of course. The falling is done here. You can set them to go at different speeds if you want. What I would do there is do a 1 to 10 and then divide it by 10. And then you can actually you can do that. If we run that, you'll see that they all go at slightly different speeds now. That can make it even more fun. But no one will go faster than the one. What you may find is some end up very, very slow. Oh, I'm going to lose. Okay. So, that is something else you can do. So to pull that apart, it's a pick random between 1 and 10. And then I had it divide itself. There it goes. Divide itself by 10. So, oh, there's one going really fast now. Well, that's falling down by 10. We don't want those. So I'll just pop that back in. So this line here sets the speed that they fall at. This is simply if y is less than minus 180, i.e. if it gets down to the bottom, then set it to 180 so it pops, watch this, pop straight to the top, and you pick a random x, a random across. So there we go. And that just sits inside the forever loop. Okay, so these are your platforms. And I just duplicated that around, so I'm going to delete these. All my other platforms go. I'll take this one, and I don't even need to place them. Just make as many as I feel comfortable with. Hit the green flag, and down they go. Now, you can do the same with the flowers if you wanted. You could take this code and drag it into the flowers. To do that, you literally take the code and now drag it into a set of flowers. And if we now watch this, you'll see also one set of flowers. There it is, will randomly fall. So you would have to... Yeah. You can do it to the sprite, which is a lot more complicated. But what you can do for fun is instead of the sprite hiding, is you could add those two lines of code instead. So if I go to the sprite, and I'm going to take those, drag them onto the sprite, put them back here, go onto the sprite, and instead of this hide business, you can actually pop that in instead. So what will happen now, I will need to... This is going to be quite tricky to get at the sprite. There you go, and you can now see that the sprite has appeared at the bottom of the screen. The one problem with that is that in the sprite code itself we are using equals, and if you do that one, you'll have to work out what to change, what symbol to change the equal to, because it's still trying to bounce between the two there. So you'd actually have to change these to be much wider somehow. But that's a challenge for you. See if you can work out what to change these to if you want to also randomly move the sprite. That one there. What would they become? Now, so that is falling sprite. Oh, one last thing is, because it's a falling platform, this is a bit easy at the moment, is you can sit there at the bottom and just wait for the right platform to come along. So if I go back to my sprite 1, when we have the, if it is all the way down there, then we can end the game. So I'm going to now just go, I'm just going to add this. I shouldn't really just add, I should modify this code, but in fact I can do that. I can do that. Take the OR out, pop that in. No need for the OR. Now I say, if our unicorn hits the bottom of the screen, very simply stop all, and the game ends. Okay. So this is a much more complex game, a bit more fun. Oh, and you have to stay up to get all your flowers. Okay. The other thing you can do is you can increase it and have the flowers randomly change when they're eaten, and instead of having a maximum, I think I've put, yeah, if the score is 4, you can maybe have 20, 30. So you can make this really complex and really fun, and that's a good extension to see how many different things you can have falling and randomly appearing everywhere. One last thing I didn't mention, of course, is why not pick a nice backdrop, and if we're doing falling backdrop, something with the sky is always nice. I like slopes. It's kind of nice. You can do it in underwater, but then you think, why is the unicorn underwater? So slopes is good. I just think it looks quite nice. Then I can lose this backdrop. And now when we run the game, it just looks a bit nicer on slopes. There you go. Oops. Oh dear. Can I catch it? No. Oh, game over. There you go. Right, so you can see all the code there. You can rewind the video to get to the right bits. Your challenge is to make as many things fall and move around randomly and increase the score so it's much higher. Okay, that's a really good challenge for you. Away you go.